Hello and welcome everybody, this is Cuza, and today we're going to continue playing our March of the Eagles campaign with the Ottoman Empire. Last time we went against France, we've beaten them and we've taken their naval dominance position for ourselves. Now, this was a little bit surprising for me because I thought after taking the naval dominance and the land dominance I would instantly win. But it seems like I have to actually take two of my core provinces for that. I mean, I think you just basically need all your core provinces for this to be possible. So, for the sake of making this video not as long, because it doesn't need to be that long, I'm going to play on speed 4. And we are going to rush a conquest of those two provinces. We're going to declare war on Russia as soon as we have some armies in position. This army can actually go here and just resupply. These 4 armies can just come, let's say, to Kars. And 2 of them to Novorossiysk. And then we can just see, we will beat the Russians in a timely manner. We don't need to take too long with that. I mean, they are still at war with Sweden, I guess. Those guys are actually at war for about 6 years now, or 7 years. It's ridiculous. Let's actually check. They are at war, yeah, for 6 years now. Yeah, in a couple of weeks it's gonna be 6 years. This is ridiculous. But yeah, they're at war, and the Russians don't really have a large army anymore. I think our army is larger, even though we lack any kind of manpower to resupply them. But we still have more than the Russians have in army size and manpower combined. And we get a lot of manpower per month. So this shouldn't be a problem. As soon as the first armies arrive, we are going to actually attack the Russians. Okay, so this is nice. The French actually disbanded their coalition against Great Britain. They finally realized, hey guys, you know what? The Ottoman Empire! They have both dominances! What the fuck were we doing fighting the British? But I guess at this point nobody can even create an alliance against me. I guess they would need to attack separately, take some of the dominance provinces away from me, and then they can actually go create an alliance against me, because someone else will have a dominance point, I think. Okay, we're gonna take reinforced speed, although we don't have the manpower to use it anyway. At war, to war, boys, to war. Let's just try to avoid the provinces that are let's try to avoid the provinces that are being defended heavily. Because we don't really need to actually take everything. You know what? You go this way. We actually want this campaign to be as swift as possible. Assault. You go to Sakes, you go to Ustargardoi. I'm actually quite good at names most of the times, but yeah, this time I'm not. Let's send you to, I don't know, this province here. Stavropol is ours. This province is ours as well. This one is ours as well. Let's see if the Russians actually, let's put it on free for now. Let's see if they actually want to accept the peace. We want those two provinces, we don't want more. They would not accept. Okay, so we actually have to get some more provinces. Let's actually attack these provinces. You can actually go and conquer this whole border region. What I thought was that the AI actually builds border defenses for the provinces that actually border to someone else, but it seems like they actually only build them if the province itself borders your country, which is, I think, a mistake. I think they wanted actually everything to be, every province that is, not every province, every region that's bordering to another country will get some kind of defenses. But I think they coded it this way, I don't know, out of a mistake, or maybe I really don't know. I can't tell you. But I guess this is a mistake. That, I mean, here it's only the difference of one province, and this one is not defended, but Lugansk is. I can only assume this is not intended to work this way. Okay, let's actually change to 4 again, because this is taking way too long. Okay, you can attack. You can attack. You can attack. Can you attack? You can't attack. You can attack. Can you attack now? And 1 day. And they still only lack supplies. I want to breach first. I know I've said I have no regard for the lives of my men, but yeah, I do have a little bit. Okay, we have destroyed them. Let's send this one to Lugansk, for instance. And you can go to this province. You can storm again, as can you. This is the boring part of the game. As soon as you are actually this dominant, this powerful, nobody can actually do anything to you. So let's try and get those provinces now. Let's see, let's just make it look beautiful. They would not accept. Let's see. They would accept this. Let's do this. Okay, this was it. A little bit underwhelming, I would say. I expected at least a big score screen like in Victoria. In Victoria 2, I mean. But I guess this is fine as well. Yeah, this was it, guys. I mean, if anyone wants to, I can actually make another video about the stats, but I don't really think there's much to say. Let's just save it for now, just to have a save, and maybe, yeah, we could actually look at some stats. In the end, let's see. Italy actually, our satellite had a better quality army. France's army just dropped in quality. I guess it also depends on what kind of units you build. If you build and depending on the technology, if you actually buff your light infantry and you have a lot of light infantry, you will get more quality. This is what I think happens with this statistic. Let's see how the economy was. I was actually losing a lot of money right now. I don't really know why, but I don't really care because my income was monstrous. I mean, look at this. France had a lot of income a couple of times. I guess this was the times when they actually demanded some money from people they beat. To be honest, I had the most gain. Oh, Austria has a lot of manpower gain. This is interesting. Austria, yeah, I think Austria has a couple of ideas that give you manpower, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, look, 75% manpower modifier for Austria. I guess this is because Austria is in the center of everyone. I mean, it's has a border with 4 major powers. I mean, Prussia, Russia, the Ottomans, and France. I mean, indirectly with France, but yeah. So it needs the manpower more than most, I guess. And this is it, I feel. I know the ending is not as spectacular as I would have hoped, and I'm sorry to disappoint everyone. But yeah, some final thoughts about the game. The game is very good. I mean, as a war game, it is actually excellent. I really like it. The combat mechanics are really interesting. The idea of having different strategies for every, or different tactics for every flank, and the idea of having different generals for each flank, and the general for the army, which also sends units from the reserve onto the flanks that need reinforcement. And I think it would be a very fine game in multiplayer. Sadly enough, not many people actually seem to be willing to play multiplayer, because most of them don't really get the hang of how to forward your ports, how to put in exceptions for the firewall and stuff like that. I can only imagine, because I don't really have any problems. I've forwarded my ports on the router and it always works like a charm. Of course, there are some stability issues like in every Paradox game, but I mean, yeah, in a 4-hour session you get 1 or 2 drops. It's not that big of a deal. And I would really encourage people, just play this. This is such a game of finesse, such a game of mind tricks, trying to make your opponent think you are going to go with one type of... I'm just talking about the combat mechanics here. Just building a lot of infantry units and light infantry and make your enemy think, okay, he's probably gonna go with entrenched defenses, so I might as well just attack full on, or something like that. I think there is so much potential here. And also just the normal diplomacy. I mean, there's gonna be such a big amount of backstabbing. As soon as someone gets a leg up on any of the dominant nations, they will most probably form a coalition, or use their coalition to attack them, and as such force them into the other coalition. Then after the threat is gone, they will no longer have anything against them and probably negotiate to attack the other one. Stuff like that. I can't really imagine every scenario, but it would be amazing. But there really need to be people who want to play it and want to dedicate, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks to playing once per week, a couple of hours. Because this game is not it's not that long. I mean, look at me. I've played 10 years on. It's true. I've played on level on speed 3. If you want to play on MP, you probably want to go with speed 2 and peace times and speed 1 when you fight, depending on how many fronts you have. So it might take, I don't know, 3 times what I needed, plus pauses for negotiations and stuff like that. Well, I guess you can, yeah, go with 20 hours or something like that and you get the campaign done. That's not that much for a Paradox game, and it's quite a bit of fun. And you can just, you know, play a couple of weeks, then, yeah, someone won. You actually have people who have won, which is also something new for a Paradox game. I mean, EU2 had score system, but I don't know, it wasn't really fleshed out. I feel this is much more beneficial for a competitive multiplayer environment. Also, what I wanted to tell people, when you play this game, don't just think short term. Don't just say, okay, these 3 guys, they have allied themselves against Austria and they want to destroy it. Because I've read in the forum someone was complaining about that. He was complaining I was playing as Prussia and I was allied with Austria, and then the player for Austria didn't come, so someone else took its place. And I didn't know what to do and they attacked me. In the end with Russia and France together, or something like that. And I was thinking, okay, so... And this guy was the Ottoman who actually complained, I think. And he said, yeah, and I was just standing there and watching them destroying Prussia. Okay, so if you had a problem with that, why didn't you intervene? And on the other hand, why did the Prussian not try and negotiate with the Russian, with the Austrian, with the French? Someone would have seen, okay, this is absurd what I'm doing here. I'm actually helping my possible future rivals and actually destroying one of my potential allies. Because in this game, everybody is a potential ally and a potential enemy. So what you need to do is actually try and get stronger while keeping everybody else at approximately the same level. This is the fine line you need to draw. But okay, I've rambled enough, I've complained enough. I will probably try and do a multiplayer let's play involving Great Britain and France, because I don't think I can find many more people. And Britain and France is nice because it's balanced. If the players know what they're doing, they won't lose their dominances for quite a while. And if they lose the dominances, they will actually lose the game. Most probably. So that would be balanced. If you take anything else, it really depends. It's really luck based. Whoever gets to ally themselves with the stronger AI nation. And it depends on how well the AI is doing. And I don't like these gambles. I mean, if the French player attacks Austria and it beats Austria, okay, shit happens. I mean, it's France, it's strong. Austria wouldn't have a chance anyway. But the British player can actually try and counter this. He can go ahead and try and spread his influence as well. Try and conquer the provinces the French player actually would need. Stuff like that. I think it could be quite fun. And yes, as soon as I find someone to play with, I've actually spoken to a couple of people who come to mind, I will record and I will post it. I hope you enjoyed this this short campaign. I hope you actually learned maybe a couple of things about how the game works. If you have any questions, just feel free to post them in the comments. I will answer them. This is it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.